Singapore says that it is still open to foreign talent, yet quite a number of foreigners are now saying that it is not as welcoming for them as before. Your thoughts on that?
We've always been very open to talent from all over the world, and we are a global city. We want to become an even more highly differentiated global city, a global magnet city, full of opportunities, brimming with expertise and talent, and making sure that that we actually can be the hub and also the magnet to attract all this talent from all over the world. I think the whole series of measures today, in terms of people saying that that traveling is a lot more restrictive these days, actually arose out of this pandemic, this black swan event. So a lot of it is border controls, public health measures, and so on.
But there are tighter restrictions when it comes to allowing foreign talent in. I mean, how do you convince foreign talent, foreigners wanting to work in Singapore, that you think otherwise?
What we are trying to do is to be able to differentiate the high talent, the really super skill sets, talent that can come to our country to work, to complement our existing workforce. And we can then together work hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, move up and compete in the world.
Might your new point system be too rigid? Some say that this new point system gives preferential, perhaps, treatment to nationalities which are not well represented in the country.
At the end of the day, today, rather than open the door and let every single one in, what we're trying to say is that let's have a little bit more differentiation in terms of where we want to be.
So fair to assume, fair to say, that the expats leaving Hong Kong, coming to Singapore would be open to issuing visa issuances as opposed to hiring local talent.
Compared to hiring local talent, they are actually mutually inclusive. As long as they are able to help us in terms of the leveling up of our local talent and they complement us, I think we'll be open to it.
We're seeing massive labour shortage, in fact, the worst in decades. But the government has said that it is pretty confident of resolving the issue in a couple of months. What's driving that optimism?
There are tens of thousands of people out there who have gotten the approvals to come back. And I think it's just for lack of flights, the quotas coming in, right? The border controls, that's why they can't come in. In the next couple of months, notwithstanding another curveball, a new variant, and so on and so forth happening, I think we should see that easing coming up quite quickly.
You're also the minister in charge of power. We have oil prices surging. Some say $185 a barrel by the end of the year. Obviously, the situation in Ukraine is not helping. How might that play out in Singapore's economy?
Because we don't have that much of imports from Ukraine and Russia. So I think that the immediate impact is going to be quite limited. But if this drags on longer, I think invariably the shortage of all these commodities in terms of natural gas, crude oil and so on, would eventually have a knock-on effect on us as well. So we're watching this very closely. However, I think the reassurance that we give to all of our Singapore citizens and everyone who live here is that there will not be power outages arising as a result of shortage, because we are quite set up.
The thing is, it might impact the growth target of 3 to 5% because the government's baseline oil price is $80 a barrel, and it is likely to be higher than that. Today,
we still cautiously optimistic about the 3 to 5% target that we've set. I think the MES core inflation is about 2 to about 3%, and I think the other thing, the all items CPI, it's about 2.5 to 3.5%. I think pretty much that doesn't change on a day-to-day basis. Let's see how this unfolds the next couple of weeks.